What's up guys? It's me. It's your old mate Jake. Welcome to another reaction video. Welcome to a top 5 reaction video. No, it's not top 5 sports players. No, it's not top 5 fastest, strongest, or even anything to do with paranormal activity. It is the top 5 game show cheaters caught on live TV and their secrets revealed. Now this interests me, I hope it interests you. The only reason why I'm doing this is because last night, or was it the night before, I watched The Coughing Scandal. It's a documentary about a guy who was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the British version, and he made it all the way to the final question, and it was so obvious. I mean, literally, when you look back at it, you might not have realized at the time if you're in the audience, but once you look back at it, they actually separated the coughing sounds and amplified them. So you'd watch him, go through the answers and you'd hear this cough, and look, it would have been in the background on the day, but through police investigation, they've amplified it and made this documentary about it. It's absolutely fascinating how he did it, but ridiculous all the same, because he'd go from having no idea about an, in fact, he said this about multiple answers, probably the last 5 or 6 answers in a row. He said, look, I've got no idea. And then he'd go around the answers and then he'd say, no, I think it's this one. And look, you've got to see it for yourself. Anyway, that's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm interested in, casino cheaters, game show cheaters, anyone who thinks they've beaten the system but doesn't. And in this video, we see the 5 game show cheaters caught on live TV. So let's get into it. You poor bastards. It's just not worth it.
$23,743. You gotta run in the nose.
Hey guys, and welcome back to
Here he is!
Sound. In today's video,
Charles Ingram. Do you think this guy looks excited? Well, he was playing the whole system.
taking a look at some of the smartest cheaters in game show history and exactly how
Okay, it looks like this guy's actually going to be on the top 5. I'm not surprised.
they managed to sneak away with their winning.
3-3-6, Michael. 6 games go, he says. Michael's going. Wait a minute.
At least some of them. Let's jump right into this one. Up first, we've got a man by the name of Charles Ingram.
Getting away with cheating us out of £1 million was going to need a mastermind with a cunning plan and a genius accomplice.
The former British Army
Unbelievable.
major gained infamy in 2001 after September 9th and 10th appearances on the popular game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Now, what I was going to say is the only way he was able to set this up is due to the fact that they take breaks. They stop the show after a certain point and go back the next day. If you're still in the chair, you get an opportunity to come back. And that's exactly what he did. But whilst he was away, that night, or I think it was a 3-day period, on a Sunday and then on a Tuesday or something, he was able to connect with the guy that was in the audience who was going to assist him with his game. So let's hear.
Ingram played his way all the way through to the final round and ended up winning the maximum amount of money possible, £1 million.
It could be a gigabit.
Nope, it's a Google.
No cost there either.
I don't think it's a Megatron.
While playing, Ingram would take full advantage of the show's structure, talking out loud to himself and going over each answer multiple times. This didn't seem out of the ordinary at all because multiple contestants on different game shows have employed similar tactics, and Millionaire's host...
Do you know what the craziest thing is? This guy's actually become a celebrity after that. I don't know what he looks like now. This is 20 years ago, probably. Well, I've no idea. It's a Google. But no, he actually went on a few celebrity reality TV shows after being caught. And that, I thought, was absolutely unbelievable.
even claimed that the checks signing afterwards seemed perfectly normal and nothing out of the ordinary had taken place. However, controversy sparked once one of the producers of the show got their hands on the footage to edit it together for TV and noticed that every single time Ingram said the correct answer out loud, someone would cough in the audience.
Diana develops a nasty cough of her own.
Need one on Craig.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. They were stuck. It was all about to end in disaster. Neither Charles Ingram or the guy in the audience knew the correct answer. And who comes in to save the day? None other than the wife, who was unaware the whole entire time she was being filmed. And she didn't just cough. You wait until you see this.
As it turns out, Charles had plotted beforehand with his wife Diana and another contestant a scheme to guarantee their success, which in fact saw either of the two coughing from the audience whenever Charles said the right answer. Labeled the most...
Okay, they didn't actually show up. But the craziest part of this, the funniest part, is when he was just about to go for a wrong answer. He was going to lose it all. And the wife goes, no. Like literally said no. And you can hit like, oh my god, it was just mind-blowing.
British crime of all time.
You've got to see it.
Ended up being found guilty for procuring the execution of valuable security by deception after 3.5 days deliberation by a jury. While Ingram wouldn't serve any jail time, him, his wife, and the fellow contestant in the plan ended up having to pay 115,000 euros in fees. Next up, we've got a man by the name of Michael Larson.
Now, Michael, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I drive an ice cream truck in the summer. I hope to win enough money here not to have to do that
You
this
have a
summer.
really good neck?
Back in 1984, Larson applied and
84.
ended up contesting on the game show Press Your Luck, a show that revolved around game boards with constantly switching lights that would highlight numbers with cash prize amounts shown once selected. Larson had started recording Press Your Luck episodes shortly after its 1983 debut and quickly realized that the randomizer moving the light indicator on the game's big board only had 5 different patterns.
One prize worth more than 5,000, so Larry, be careful. Here we go. $4,000 on a spin.
Larson started to memorize these patterns, and after doing some practicing by pausing with his remote control, he was confident that he would always predict exactly where the light would end up. He also discovered that 2 specific squares always containing cash and never had the whammy, essentially the game show's bankrupt that would set your total earnings back to 0. One of those squares always contained a top dollar value, which allowed an additional spin in the second round, which he took advantage of to always keep himself in control of the board as long as he kept following the patterns.
For more big bucks. Stop at 1,000
This guy's... he's loving it.
Once he felt confident in his plan, Larson spent most of his savings to fly over to Los Angeles and audition for the show. Bobby Edwards, the contestant supervisor, was actually suspicious about Larson and his motives for playing and didn't let him in, but the show's executive producer, Bill Carthers, overruled this and allowed him onto the show. Larson employed his tactics and ended up winning over $110,000, which has more than doubled in value since 1984. The producers of the show had checked over the footage afterwards and noticed that based on his reactions, Larson clearly always knew that he had landed on a big money spot before the prize amount was even revealed.
Yeah, he'd start squealing just as soon as he hit the button, he'd start squealing. Like, he hasn't even read how much he's got yet.
Initially refused to pay Larson, but after having the legal team look it over, they realized there was nothing in the show's rules forbidding what he had done. So technically, he hadn't even cheated, and he got to enjoy his big payday.
He's a genius.
The legal schemes and issues with the law would run Larson dry of his earnings within 2 years, but hey, at least he had somehow fair fun while it lasted.
Oh, that's a good one. And you know what? If he's going to sit at home for year upon year, watch episode upon episode, and even use his remote to practice, he deserves it.
Stop at 750 on a spin.
And next up, you guys, we got a Spanish game show by the name of Pasapalabra.
Uno sobre el otro o las piernas una sobre la otra cuando se está sentado.
Cruzar.
Sí, Alfredo, en béisbol, entrada in.
The game show is well known for bringing in already established celebrities, and for this episode brought in Spanish television presenter, actress, and model Adriana Abina.
Una bendita. Yo ya me planto con una ya experimentada de lo que es ser mamá y me parece que es una experiencia muy chula.
During one of the game show's particular segments where contestants had to try to guess the tune they were listening to, Adriana was doing suspiciously well, all while, before people realized, she looked down towards her lap before getting the answer right. As it turned out, Adriana had her phone open in her lap with Shazam, the app that automatically tells you what song is playing.
¡Fuera, fuera! Debería estarnos los puntos directamente como los anteriores.
Escucha, pero eso lo comentamos antes, pero venimos de coña.
No.
Well, doing exactly that. This one is admittedly a lot more lighthearted than the other entries on this list, with the host joking it off and even commending Adriana for such a brilliant strategy. And up next comes a man by the name of Charles Van Doren.
Names a fermented nut food.
Jesus, when was this recorded? I thought 84 was old.
with big stakes.
Way back during the 1950s, one of the fighting
50s?
game shows was named 21 and features a similar concept still in play today.
Alright, this is interesting. I've never seen any game show this old. 21. I wonder what it's about.
Contestants can keep coming back every episode as long as they continuously win. Well, after Man, that showrunners despised, had kept winning and winning, they decided to sabotage the streak by bringing in Charles Van Doren, giving him all the correct answers beforehand, and having him finally dethrone the former king of 21.
Oh my goodness. You want me to name the second, third, fourth, fifth wives, and what happened to all of them?
The showrunners liked Charles' demeanor and telegenic look so much that they wanted to keep him around on the show and intentionally helped him break the former champion's winning streak. Charles would go on to win every single episode of 21 for 2 entire months, being given the answers beforehand and ended up winning just shy of $130,000 in earnings, which by 2019 equates to over $1.1 million. The predetermined streak would be a big success for both parties, as 21 would see the most intrigue and highest ratings in their show that they've ever seen before, while Charles would go down to become the most famous and even make it to the cover of Time magazine in 1957. After having enough living with the lies, however, Charles came out with the truth about being given every correct answer he ever gave on 21
Can you write a book or something?
beforehand.
You'll have to tell me right
He
now.
divorced her.
He did. You're right. Finally, the fifth.
Charles' actions would go on to spark a lot of waves in the game show community, as it soon came out that just about
Charles Van Doren, the dashing young academic whose meteoric rise and fall as a corrupt game show contestant in the 50s, inspired the movie Quiz Show and served as a cautionary tale about the staged competitions of early television, has died. He was 93. Van Doren was the central figure in the TV game show scandals of the late 50s and eventually pleaded guilty to perjury for lying to a grand jury that investigated them. He spent the following decades largely out of the public eye.
Every game show from the 1950s had their own
Jeez.
form of corruption or scandal. An unfortunate truth, especially when you hear the quote Charles had given earlier in his string of victories when suspicion over his legitimacy was questioned. It's silly and distressing to think that people don't have more faith in quiz shows.
Van Doren retracts his earlier denials of getting any assistance. He admits that he received dramatic coaching and the questions and many of the answers.
And
Alright, well, to take the podium spot on a quiz show for 2 months straight, I mean, if that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. But I am going to look up that show. Or that movie, sorry. Quiz Show. 1994. An American detective docudrama produced and directed by Robert Redford, based on Richard Goodwin's 1988 memoir, Remembering America, A Voice from the 60s. The film chronicles 21 quiz show scandals of the 1950s. There was more than one. The rise and fall of popular contestant Charles Van Doren and congressional investigator Richard Goodwin's subsequent probe. So Goodwin is the one who wrote the memoirs about, I guess, different investigations of the 60s. Goodwin co-produced the film as well. The film received generally positive reviews and was nominated for several awards, including a Best Picture Oscar nomination and several Golden Globe Awards. Huh. Well, there you go.
finally, you guys,
Who's this motherfucker?
we got a man by the name of Terry Nees. By the time Terry shows up for that episode of Price is Right, the show's then 38-year history didn't see a single
Is that Drew? Is that Drew? What's his name? Drew Barrymore? No, it's not Drew Barrymore. Bloody. It'll come to me.
That's the price of a showcase. Terry Nees broke that 38 years.
It was the Drew something show. Drew Carey. Drew Carey? If it's not him, it looks like him. Drew Carey. Got it. Okay, so he's worked on, The Price is Right. I guarantee that is Drew Carey.
Streak, as he'd be the first man in history to ever correctly guess the exact price of a showcase. Terry must have loved the patterns just as much as Michael Larson, because after studying the show for 4 months, he and his wife Linda realized every single prize on the show had been repeated, so they just had to memorize the values. After making it to the final round and seeing the showcase, Terry remembered his studies and figured the retail price must have been around $23,000.
$23,743. Wow. That's a very exact bid. Good luck. Sharon, here's your showcase.
Given how the Price is Right works, the following numbers were pretty pointless to memorize, so Terry simply picked his wedding date and his wife's birth month to fill in the last 3 numbers, with April 7th and March giving him $23,743, the exact price. His explanation to Drew...
The exact price! So, he should have just said 27 grand for God's sake.
Whereas led the show being almost completely changed, with an all-new showcases and prices to ensure this kind of quote-unquote cheating never happened again. Although, just like Larson, Terry got to keep his money as no rule banned this method at the time.
$3, you got it right on the nose.
Unbelievable.
Hasn't happened since 74.
He would be genuinely that surprised. Gobsmacked.
And with that being said, that concludes 5 Smartest Game Show Cheaters Secrets Revealed. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like on it. Also, comment down below what your favorite part was, or if you know any that you want to hear. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on to never miss more awesome content like the one you just watched. But besides that, you have yourselves a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I've got to say the same to you guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing. If you've liked the video, please like it. And I'll see you in the next one. We've got... well, actually, this one looks pretty damn good.
What's going on, guys?
How can you not click on something? This is the classic YouTube rabbit hole that people get sucked down, isn't it? We can go video after video after video. 10 moments you wouldn't believe if they weren't recorded. This looks like a camera view from inside a shark's mouth. But I'm gonna leave that till the next video. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.